what, the FCS,
I do.
she gets it.
And then pass it on.
And then she passes it on to whomever it concerns or whoever it's directed to.
Cool, now I know who to write.
Can I make a suggestion? Because I looked up at community council, like the purpose of community council, it says to give members an opportunity to express their views of Fort Clark Springs issues, which is perfect. That's what we want. If we can maybe in our board packets get a copy of y'all's agenda and then like your approved minutes from the prior one, I think it'll help us work with, you know what I mean? That way we have it in our packet, and because we're getting ready to address like the pool thing, and that information you just kind of.
I do apologize because my minutes were a draft because we met on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
It was alone, so I'm really cooking and everything, and then we had the notes on that one, but I will do that. But that's fine.
That way we kind of work together.
That's
and,
perfect.
and then members, you know, when they come, their voices, because that's exactly, it's what we need to hear what the members want. And if we have that, because now, you know, because we're on the agenda, we're talking like pool hours and everything. But what you're putting is what the members are requesting. It would just been great knowledge.
I can do that.
Right.
But you have to be aware.
Yeah.
Come January, I can't be secretary anymore because I've done it for 3 years.
That's fine.
We can do an amendment.
Thanks, Rihanna.
No, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And the list you just gave us just now would be really helpful. And she's right, if we didn't know these things, because we're going to be discussing the pool today, so.
And your members also, so there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
And effectively, I would just like to remind, and we made this a point when this board first convened after the unpleasantness, that community council effectively is the union shop for the members of Fort Clark Springs. They're the voice and a liaison between the membership and the board as a whole, or even the FCS administration in the front there. So we made it a point, the community council at every meeting can get items on the agenda for discussion or action, you know. So I would just like to remind everyone of that. It's a great conduit to get the membership voices heard all the time, to us and the front and everywhere else here.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, we go to old unfinished business. So the summer pool hours, and I know that Robert and Bill have submitted some stuff. I don't know if anybody else did. This is all I got. So I'm going to turn it over to, you started this, so I guess
Well,
you and Bill can explain what's going on in here, because all I have is the one from basically last month.
and after reviewing it, after we had talked about me doing the presentation, I really looked at it, and there's so much confusion on social media and with membership when we change things kind of willy-nilly. So I decided that I would recommend we would stay with the current fee schedule. That way there's no confusion during the course of the summer. I would like to see an attendant at the pool on Monday and Tuesday, because right now there is no attendant on Mondays or Tuesdays. When I was down there yesterday, there were probably 8 or 9 kids from Kinney County, Brackett ISD, that should have been paying, and there was no one there to collect. And I understand that the salary that we're paying versus the revenue that's coming in, but those same kids had fishing poles right next to the pool, and there was no one there to tell them, hey, I'm sorry, but you can't have a fishing rod and reel next to the swimming pool. So at least if we're going to be open on Monday, Tuesday, for no other reason than to have an adult there to enforce the rules that are posted on the sign, they should be there. That's my suggestion.
I talked to some of the staff here, and they were very confused. So I kind of just typed this up, but like I said, I think we're having a little bit of confusion on this. Because last year, I think, or it used to always be when I worked here, members' guests were $3, and registered grandkids that can be claimed as a dependent are $1. Everything else was kind of public. Well, then we switched it to $1, but they said it was, really kind of, it's the income is really, really low. So what this is proposed is, because when you rent from the RV park or the motel, it's included. It's in the set price. You get to use the pool. Now, where we're having some issues, like the tent camping part, where it was addressed, and we may not want to, it just needs to be simple and everybody be on the same page. It's very minimal, but we're having 4th of July, and I think that we are people are kind of using the tent camping as a vehicle to kind of get in here, because, you're able to kind of drink and drive, and just, it's private property. But with that, when you get a tent, supposedly they're wanting to also get free access to the pool. So in this proposal, it'd be if you're at tent camping, if you're a member's guest, it's $2 a person, and if Kinney County or out of town, it's $3. And then we just started, I guess this year, including like Kinney County part on this, and they're saying Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, it should be outside, it's $5 a person. She said Kinney County's 3, members 2. Where I kind of want Kinney County to we should have enough where they can become members. I mean, they're so close. But I understand that maybe right now getting an FRM is, it is only working for the pool at this point. But we do want to help with the pool. It's just a suggestion. I couldn't really understand this one.
Read this?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, what she typed up is, after the review of previous swim proposal from the last board meeting with staff recommendation for 2020 swim season, recommendations as follows: RV and motel swim prices included in room or RV space. Tent camping, member guest is $2 a person, Kinney County or out of town guest $3 per person. Outside Kinney County public, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, $5 per person. Kinney County, $3 per person, and member guests, $2 per person. Registered grandchildren under the age of 18, unless, of course, you can document that they're actually still a dependent, $1, and the senior passes that the membership gave to the graduating seniors, of course, are free. If the senior is a member of Fort Clark, he can lend his free pass to one outside, one non-member for free admission. This is just a proposal that we're discussing for action. So I guess I will start. I kind of like this proposal. The only part I don't like about it is the tent camping. They're paying to camp there. The tent camping, basically for the fort, is minimal to no overhead. I mean, maintenance mows it, they pick up limbs that fall when we get storms, and pick up trash after people leave, and that's pretty much what it costs us, is just the salary. So
the RV park takes care of the maintenance of the tent camping area.
And my only concern,
so effectively, they're paying for something that doesn't cost us much already. It's not like the motel that we have to spend quite a bit of money on maintaining and cleaning and keeping up, or the RV park that we have to constantly fix water leaks and replace washing machines and all this other stuff. It's just a flat spot in the ground where they can set up a tent. So if they're paying $10 per tent, I say let them swim.
What about a disclaimer around holidays or spring break? Because you can get a lot of kids in a tent and everything. And I think that, like I said, since this is kind of open and we don't necessarily have the security, I see it as a vehicle of a bunch of kids getting in to kind of get free and kind of do things. And if there's no supervision, there could be, and it may just be, like I said, for holiday times.
That's a good point, but the same can be said about the RV park and the motel. I mean, you can bring an RV in here and pile 12 people in it, and the same with the motel room.
Yeah, but it's registered. I mean, they're like a motor vehicle. I mean, it's just thoughts. I mean, that's what we're having a discussion here.
Dustin, I don't think that's true on the RV park. It includes so many people per camper, and you can do the same thing in the tent camping area. The $10 fee is for 2 people and 2 kids, and after that you pay so much for it, and that's the way.
Right, so they're already paying, so they should get their pool admission, in my opinion. I mean, there's a 5-member board here, but that's just my thoughts on it.
If you have a couple with 3 kids and they're all going to stay in a 6-man tent, it's the same $10, but they did pay their fee, just like sticking 6 people in a motel room.
Right.
And I agree with you. I think that they paid their slot, then they should be allowed to get in. My only concern, like I said, there is so much confusion and misinformation that flies around the fort.
Yes.
That I would be hesitant to restructure, even after we set the temporary Memorial Day. Sandy and I had to handle some issues with members' guests being paid, our members' grandchildren being charged $2 instead of the $1 we approved. And then there was some issues. So I think that changing it at this point in the summer is probably just going to confuse more
The
people.
grandchild, it's always been $1, but you have to have them registered. You
And I
can't just come
think
in and say, hey, this is my grant, they have
If
to
we
be in the
made
system.
a sign to put on the message board that's next to the marquee, the one that says, you know, thank you for the mowing or whatever,
Right.
just to let people know, hey, in 2 weeks, this is gonna be the new fee schedule for swimming.
Right.
You know, I think that.
And as
that'd
far
be
as
all right.
the registering of the grandkids, I understand why we would want to do that, but Dustin 2 or 3 months ago said, we have so many unenforceable
Yeah,
regulations.
right, there's really
And-
no way to enforce that.
And I really think if we had a GM that had a system set up where each member came in at the beginning of each summer, and if you wanted to get your card, we take your picture, we laminate you a card and give it to you. You're the member, you keep this, you don't have to pay anything, your immediate family, your grandkids, you're gonna be a repeat person. We take your photo, laminate it, send you out, that's fine. But to try to sit there and communicate between the office and the top of the hill, who's
Right.
registered, and I think we're creating more undue
I mean,
regulations.
if a member shows up with a golf cart full of children that are 5 to 12 years old and says, these are my grandkids, are we gonna sit there and argue with them? Give us $1 a piece and go
Well,
have
there is a
fun.
laptop up there. They do have the system. They know who's registered and who's not. I mean, you give names.
I realize that, but then you get into the whole line and keeping people out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it just becomes burdensome. And as I pointed out last month, you know, the pool is a money-losing proposition. Its benefit is it brings people here like me who bought property because I wanted to use the pool.
Beautiful.
You know, that's why it's there, I think, is it's a sales technique.
But after hearing community council, an issue, and that's where, you know, we're like,
Right.
the public, I mean, we're still in COVID-19, so 4th of July is right around the corner. So that's why I really wish we kind of could have had
Right.
that, because this season we might have eliminated public and just keep it to our members. I don't know. I mean,
We can, there's a lot of discussion, and I agree. I think registering grandchildren is.
we've already done it. I mean, that was in your welcome packet.
Yeah, I know, but I think that maybe could be something to change. I don't want to have to confront one of our members with the fact and call him a liar, no, it's not your grandkid, because his name's not on the list. So I think that we need to either change that or do something with that. I like the new fee schedule, and Dustin had a good idea about putting a new as of, this is the new fee schedule, or pick up the new fee schedule at the security gate or whatever. But I think we need to actually today, since we tabled this last week and summer's passing on, we need to arrive at a solution at least on the fee schedule today. And then we need to update rules and regs based on what we were given by community council, and working with Matt and with Dustin, who was working with security, to post rules and let security know people are coming in through the back entrance, and that where they need to be a little bit more vigilant as far as social distancing. But I would like to remind our members, social distancing is a responsibility of our members, not the board, not security. However, children don't understand this. So you should be down there with your kids, and then the parent is responsible for social distancing. If we would rather not put a limit on the pool, how many people can come and go, even every little bit we get in non-member fees helps waylay some of the costs of the pool. Pool's never gonna make money, okay? But I think today we need to at least decide on what we're going to use for the rest of the summer as far as fees and who must pay and who doesn't have to pay and so forth. But I also agree that if you're a tent camper, you've paid. And if you go anywhere else and into parks or to camper parks or anything like that, if you pay, you use the facilities, and I don't think we should be different with that.
I guess what we just need to do is make sure that his, RV goes and checks. If someone says there's only 2 people staying at the tent, they just maybe need to do a drive-by and make sure that what they rented is what they rented, and then tell them they need to come in and pay
Yeah.
or something.
Well, we should be doing
Or
that.
security might need a copy of the tent campers, like how many people are supposed to be staying there.
Well, they should get a packet, right? Like the RV park, when you rent an RV spot, you get your pool pass for your occupants. The tent camping should be similar.
As far as I know, when you go to the tent area, you pay at the RV park.
Right, so they get the
Do
same.
So they
pass.
know.
Do they get the wrists?
Well, that part I don't know. All I know is that you pay at the RV park. So they should have a copy of
Right, whoever registers
the
it,
rules
but it
and,
is separate.
the
Right, so
fees for the pool.
kind of talking at cross purposes now. We
Yeah,
just
we
need
are.
to establish a fee schedule.
Yeah,
And
let's do that because we got more things to do today.
So are we gonna allow the public, or are we just allowing the public through RV, tent camping, and motel?
this is
Because of the
kind of different
COVID-19?
than what's on.
Well, I don't know how many people from Kinney County or Brackettville have been at our pool over the last couple of weeks.
No, when I say public, like
I know,
Uvalde,
but
Del Rio, Eagle
from what
Pass.
I was told at a commissioners court meeting, that the pool in town is going to open.
Right.
Up to now, it's been closed,
Yes.
so I'm sure we had a lot of those people coming over here.
Right.
Once they open their pool, I don't think you'll see as many people from town coming here.
Yeah. So the pool, the issue is the pool is gonna have to be open or closed, because if we're gonna start putting limits on it, it's basically gonna become another thing that we cannot enforce.
It's called
We
a
don't have
nightmare.
enough personnel to enforce that. If it's open, it should be open. If we don't have an attendant, then that's on us and it should be free. I mean, if we don't have somebody to take money, then you don't pay to swim.
When you
So
say
that's a port
open,
issue.
is it open for public or just the members and the people that are staying here?
No, it should be open. to
Open
whoever
under
wants to pay
the
to
swim
members.
proposal prices.
Right.
Right. Non-member guest, non-Kinney County resident, $5 per person per
That's
day.
it. You know,
So
And quite frankly, if the spring isn't flowing,
it's not, be
we,
moot.
well, it shouldn't be moot for the 4th of July weekend. We need to spend the money to fill the pool for 4th of July
Yes.
because we need that revenue with people coming in.
Vendors and everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, there is a way, Mud, 2, 3, 4 summers ago, the creek ran dry, spring ran dry. We had a agreement with Mud, they gave us a discount on mud water. It was still, that's big pool, extremely expensive. I can't because it was too long ago, can't off the top of my head remember how much we
wasn't it
spent.
$600 a filling, something like that?
It was thousands of dollars by
And
the
that was
time
like
the summer
every
was.
week?
Summer was over. So, we'll need to find out from Mud, whether or not they are willing to do that with a discount again. Now, you guys all pay Mud bills, and you know how much they charge for water, and you can imagine paying for filling that pool, even for a weekend. So, it's something we are gonna have to look into. We were watching and monitoring the spring. We didn't realize it was as low as it was till the other day when Philip notified us.
I think,
So, first things first, today the process is to approve the summer fees. So we need to stay on topic and let's do that first. We need to talk to Mud before we can make any decisions about water replacement.
However many occupants they register.
Okay.
Just like lines of the card and then you get registered.
So with these changes
So, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna move that we adopt this type
Oh,
of proposal.
wait, are we opening it up?
Oh, yes, member discussion, that's right.
All right,
Three
we have
for three.
yeah, 3 on 3. Can you try that for me?
Absolutely.
Anybody?
Lisa, you want to come?
Okay, Lisa. And please give your name and your unit number.
Lisa Vale, Unit 27. I just want to give my opinion as far as I think that's a great proposal. I do feel that we need to be open to everyone, and that it is personal responsibility whether you social distance. And, you know, you can't monitor if there's a group of 10 people over here that could all be family, so it should be open. I also feel that the pool is a losing proposition, but it's our amenity.
Right.
And it also brings people here. If people show up at the hotel and we have a full hotel and no pool, they're not gonna come back.
Right.
Or they're gonna be really upset. So
Right.
I know we're in a difficult money situation and drought, but I hope the board will make this a priority because we really need that pool for a lot of reasons. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Woody Trotter, I live in Unit 21, but I have a place in Unit 1 also. I am concerned about opening up to the public for this reason. We are in a COVID pandemic. Yesterday, in the state of Texas, 4,098 people were diagnosed with COVID. Right now, we have about 91,000, let's see, I have it all, 91,952 people that have had COVID. On our fort, we are predominantly a retirement community. And the people at risk are senior citizens. And we have a lot of senior citizens. And this is a very dangerous thing. And it's shown in the first 5 counties of Texas, they make up for about 46,000, I have it all written down, 45,219. And so that's more than half. The predominantly where you have the high populations, that's where you're getting COVID. But if we open this up to the public, like Valverde's pool is closed. I'm not sure about Uvalde's closed. But Uvalde has about 26 people that have been diagnosed with COVID. And Valverde, I heard what I saw on the internet was 21, but I think it's gone up. And if we open this up and the members can't go down there, we're at risk. And I really think that it ought to be closed to non-members, especially from the surrounding areas, for protection. I think as far as Brackettville, if they're not a member, they need to go to their own pool. And those are just my thoughts. I'm not trying to be a troublemaker or anything, but like my mother will soon be 99 years old, so I have to be extra careful. And I am concerned about all these people coming on and not abiding by the rules and everything. So that's just a thought I wanted to give you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy.
Okay, there, okay. It's quick.
Hi, Kathleen. Okay, I try to go swimming anytime I want to because sometimes I just can't take the heat. I go there in the morning, I go around 4 o'clock, and sometimes I go at 8, okay? When I went there, and Rosie's doing a bang-up job. I mean, she is well respected. You don't mess with Rosie. The only problem I saw really and truly is most of the people are in the shallow area because the parents are right with the kids. That's where they're all congregating. I have gone there, I have no problem swimming in the deep end because usually you're just going back and forth, you're not anywhere near people, right? And I did get one lady and she was by the spillway. Y'all know the kids love to go down the spillway. And she was taking this little kid and crossing right over the pump that said caution, right over the yellow marker. And I thought, she's gonna fall right in the spillway. So I just looked at her, I said, you should be careful really and truly because when security comes, they may ask you to leave. And usually that gets them going. Because security, I don't know how often they police the area, but for me, I have, every time I've gone, again, I'll reiterate, the crowd is over the shallow area. I see groups of people laying on the lawn on both sides, and in regards to the pool, the swimming, the deep end, I have no problem being,
Alone,
pardon me?
alone.
Well, yeah, Bill. Thank you, I was waiting for the right word, thank you, but I would contend to keep it open because, like I said, the people, it's gonna help our finances a little bit. And like you said, when Del Rio opens up, fine, because their pool's shut down, and Brackenville's gonna open up, but it's just a matter of time. But,
Well, you know, if you think about it, Stripes has been open since the Culver thing started, well, obviously way before that. Nothing's ever come out of Stripes with any problems with anybody having the disease.
What's our pool hours? Is it 1 to 9?
no, it's,
No.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I mean, no, for like the public, because we're getting ready to address another item here that I think we can maybe make like maybe a senior time frame, because I think there can be some room for compromise, because if we're gonna, from like 10 to 11, if you go, because there's gonna be this, that maybe we just allow a time, that this is senior swim time, because if, I think our pool hours are supposed to be 1 to 9 for like the public. So I think, you know, we can maybe, you know, like the grocery stores have done that, where they're letting seniors come in at a different time. And since if we are going to allow water aerobics, unless a kid wants to be in the water aerobics because you're doing that, I'm not saying that kids can't go down there, but I'm just saying there's another thing on the agenda that we're addressing that might make it where there's a compromise that we can, if elderly people do want to go down there and not be around a bunch of people.
Well, the hours that were submitted before last month in the swim proposal has it from 10 a.m. to 30 minutes before dark. So members are certainly welcome to swim before the 10 a.m. time.
And I have to mention something because I was very concerned when I went down there at 11 o'clock, you know, in the morning, like 11:30, okay, there was nobody at the shack to check anybody in. Rosie hadn't showed up yet. So I just stopped for fun. I was going to walk around and see how many stickers I saw on Fort Clark vehicles in the parking lot. Every vehicle I saw had pool pass on it. So if they're coming with their kids and they're paying, but maybe they're paying, but they're not paying to use the pool. I'm not really sure how that works, but they all said pool pass on them. But none of them were from Fort Clark. And that was at 11 o'clock, and then Rosie showed up 1 o'clock and started policing.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, that's 3. Okay, so what do we decide here? The change in here, we will have to note a date. If we change what we did last month, we will have to note a date when this becomes effective. So,
So I'll just make the proposal as far as just the regular pool operation, and we can discuss it and vote on it, and then move to the other item. So I propose that we adopt this as typed, as I read to y'all, with the amendment that the tent camping fee includes pool access, and we will get with the RV park and ensure that the tent campers get the same pool pass that the RV campers get. So however many they register for their camp, that's how many passes they get. You take that paper pass to the gate, give it to them, you get your wristband, that's the way that works. So I will propose that we adopt this with that one amendment. Yes.
I second it.
okay, all in favor? Okay, 4 to 1. Are you abstaining or voting against?
Against.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one here.
Okay, what date will these become effective? July 1st?
What's today?
The 17th.
For clarification, so we're not allowing on Monday or Tuesday anyone from outside of Kinney County because it only says Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I don't know. We just voted on this one.
That's what.
Yeah, at the top.
Is that
Yeah.
what it says?
We didn't get a copy, so
Sure.
we're relying on you.
Outside of Kinney County,
If it's gonna be open to the public, it's open to the public. What is this?
what we just voted on says outside Kinney County, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, only $5
Per person.
Right, $5 a
For those
person.
3 days, because during the week, if we allow this, and if we're gonna agree to doing like Water aerobics, we're gonna.
Yes, I have no problem with that.
Wait, why can't, I just, that way.
Okay, guys, we need to move on, so we need to either make an amended motion to
We need
this,
to amend this.
or what?
Get rid of this.
I mean, personally, I have no problem with restricting non-members, King County to weekends only. But we need an amendment that's clear, so we all understand.
Yeah, we need to decide, guys, that's a big difference.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, as long as whoever Joe Blow Houstonite or guy from Alabama that's staying in the motel is
No,
not counted against him in
No,
this.
those aren't included.
But if
with
you're
your-
just talking about people that are gonna drive here from wherever,
If we have somebody on
To use
family
the pool.
vacation that comes in from San Antonio.
well, that's a member guest.
Just remember, guys.
No, I'm saying they're coming on family vacation.
They normally are
and
at the hotel, though. They're staying somewhere.
A day trip on a Monday, and they drive down here from San Antonio to go swimming, and they get here and they're told, oh, sorry, it's Monday, I know you just drove 2.5 hours, but you can't swim for $5 a person.
Yeah, I don't like that.
All right.
What's this, the other thing is, okay, the clarification of senior pass. I'm a senior. Do I get a
No,
pass?
senior in high school.
Well, it doesn't
That's-
say that. That's all I'm saying.
This is for us. We will explain that correct. Okay, guys, somebody needs to, let's have a motion with whatever changes. We'll amend that previous motion, remove the vote, and, in fact, let's have a motion to nullify that last vote, if that's a question.
I move to nullify the last vote.
Second?
Second.
Approve, all in favor? Okay.
No, I'm saying.
My question
One
would be,
abstention. Okay.
my question would be, right now, is what are Rosie's hours?
1 till whatever. She comes in at 1 o'clock,
1 to 9 is
not till 9.
Every day?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday if it's holiday.
So how can you enforce these during the week if nobody's there?
Separate from
That's
these,
why I-
we're gonna have to discuss hiring some high school kids to sit at the gate and take
Or we
money.
can add hours.
We can add hours to our
We can add hours
existing.
to existing.
Is she willing? Do you know?
I can ask.
And see, that was my concern, because there were 4 fishing rods next to the pool yesterday with nobody there to say, excuse me, y'all can't have those right next to the pool.
And is there only one, is Rosie the only one?
No, we have actually 3. We have 2 that are every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we have 1 as a fill-in.
Okay, so Rosie's the money taker, so to speak, or is she the guard?
She's the guard.
Okay, so you have somebody at the, I
Okay,
have
guys,
never been there, but.
We really seriously need to move, I thought, for one thing, I hadn't seen Rihanna's before the meetings. We didn't have a chance to look it over, which is okay, because it was brief. But we have to either make a decision to vote on, we need to make a decision to vote on the fees today, because we're tabling this again, takes us into
Okay.
July, and we're
I will
into the summer
move that fees
season.
be included with RV park, motel, and tent camping fees. The pool be open every day that it's open to outside Kenny County public for $5 per person, to Kenny County residents that are not members for $3 per person, for member guests for $2 per person, and grandchildren $1 a piece. And then the senior passes, of course, are free.
I think we're gonna have a problem. I mean, when people come
Well,
from.
first of all, I'm going to ask for a second.
Okay, you took out the Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yes.
So it's basically a 7-day
If it's
a week?
open, it should
7
be
days a
open
week
to
it's
make
open,
money.
period.
Yes.
Okay.
Except for pool cleaning days.
I think it's
Right.
gonna be a
Right,
nightmare
yes,
for
obviously.
employees, and I also think we're gonna have problems if we look past on the agenda, if we do this water aerobics, we're gonna have fighting with public, and we're gonna have, if we agree to us doing the water aerobics, we're already gonna have an issue on Fridays.
When is she gonna-
When talking to the ladies up front, when people make a day trip, they don't know that we're not an open pool. They phone call.
Okay,
So
but
if-
that's a separate item.
Right now, we're working on the
I know, but
fees.
one's gonna affect the other.
That's true, but we're not at that yet, and you have the opportunity not to vote for it. So let's take care of our member business right now with the swim proposal. Now, you've heard, Dustin's motion, and do we have a second for Dustin's motion?
I'll second the motion, but I have a question.
Well, then,
You
I'm
took
about ready
out,
to table this. This is taking far too long.
you take out, there is no restriction on anybody using the pool.
As long as they pay.
Yeah, well, as long as the fees are,
Right.
right, so there's no Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. All in favor? Abstain? Against? Okay, that's 4-4, 1 against, passes. We have some logistics to work out as far as coverage, personnel coverage. Julie will handle that, it's her job. So these are the new fees, and we need to give that sheet to Julie. And she can post the new fees effective July 1st?
Yes.
July 1st, and we'll post them on the dispatch. And then in the meantime, since the motion passes 4-1, in the meantime, we will get with Matt and address some of the issues brought up by community council, because security is in charge of that area. Okay. Next item of old business is the Pitney Bowes negotiation. As if you were here at last meeting, we had an original bill of $9,022 basically that Pitney Bowes wanted us for canceling mid-contract. They lowered their demand to $4,933.15. With a little bit of negotiation with the collection agency, we were able to, they agreed to accept $3,823.12 in full settlement of the Pitney Bowes $9,022 bill. So it saved us approximately $6,000. The check, they gave us a deadline of the 26th of June to make that payment, and we issued a check today. So we are now, the Pitney Bowes debt is now settled, and we are done with them. Okay, the next item we go to new business, and I think before then, since it's 10 after or 5 after, whatever, 11, let's take a real quick 5 to 10 minute break, and then we'll come back. Yeah, don't forget social distancing. Okay, it is, we are taking break at 11:07.
Okay, so I have a question on the pool. So you need to attend every day now? Somebody just take money from 1 to 9? Yeah. Weekend hours or the hours of church? Yeah, what else? Full hours? I'll get it.
Except on.
And we can do that, I mean, we can start taking money. 11 on holidays or holiday weekends or.
I'll go with that. Start it again.
Chris and Mason were volunteer lifeguards.